So we're at the California Poppy Preserve. Poppies! And we're gonna take a picture with the girlfriend. So she's gonna take a picture of that barn over there. Yes, that's the plan, right?
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay, so the first thing that she's gonna want to do is she's gonna want to use that nifty little lens hood. Just because it is really sunny and bright, and the sun's kind of here. If she's shooting like this, and this is out like this, the sun will actually shine at an angle into your lens, and it'll create all sorts of nasty flare and stuff. So, but this isn't going to do much. It's a little tiny thing, but it might do a little bit. If you have a bigger lens hood, it would work better. We'll put it like that, and that will kind of shade the lens a little bit to keep, you don't want the sun shining directly on your lens. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Yes. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to use a neutral density filter. Why don't you grab that? Okay, JK, we're not using a neutral density filter because she doesn't have a neutral density filter. Instead, we're using a circular polarizer. So the neutral density filter cuts down the amount of light that enters your camera. When it's really bright, that's a good thing. But the circular polarizer will also cut down the amount of light that enters, and it will also kind of get rid of a lot of the haze and stray light that's entering your camera, and it will make the sky bluer. So we're using that because that's a good thing too. Do you want to explain about filter thread as you're threading that on?
I don't know what I'd be explaining.
So maybe we should do that right here. So if you look, before you put the lens hood on, if you look at the side of the filter that we're threading onto the end of the lens, and all cameras, this is a Sony, but all cameras do this, it just threads on. On the side of the filter it says CPL for circular polarizer, and it has little threads here, little threads here. On the barrel of the lens there's a little circle with a slash through it on 55. That's just the filter thread. So when you're buying filters, you buy a 55mm filter.
Okay, stop.
And it just threads on there like that. Yeah. So she now has the lens hood off, and she's gonna thread the circular polarizer on there. On the side there, you can see the markings. Circular polarizer, 55mm size. And you'll notice that the top spins even when it's threaded on. She's going to spin that to adjust the polarizing effect as she takes a picture. So depending on where the sun is, she'll spin it, and that will work brilliantly.
So now I'm replacing the lens hood back.
That'll be your Vanna White. And now we're taking a picture. Yay! Okay, so what are we doing here?
So the way we're going to set up the picture is to have these beautiful poppies here in the foreground, and then the barn in the background, just to have like a nice framed shot.
Tiny little barn. You probably barely see it, but it's way back there. It's nice.
The whole
very
purpose
pretty.
of the
Red
picture
barn.
will probably be tiny to begin with, but it's just the overall everything is what I like.
Okay, so let's do this. Shooting in manual mode?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, in RAW, of course.
Always.
So we want, do we want a lot of depth of field? In other words, do we want the barn and the flowers to be as much in focus as possible? Artistic choices.
These artistic choices are difficult. I would like to have the barn blurred, but because it's so small, it might not be great choice. So we've just had an artistic discussion. And we've decided that it would be more interesting to have the poppies in focus because the barn is so small, but then on the same hand, we would have infinity focus if we did focus on the barn. So we decided that we haven't decided yet.
Yeah, but we're probably going to focus on the poppies.
More likely,
at least
yeah.
at first. So, but we do want like a lot of like depth of focus. We want a lot in focus, right?
Yes.
So that means that we're going to have a very small aperture, a small opening, which confusingly enough means a large aperture because it's a fraction. So that bottom part is, yeah. Anyway, fractions, yes. I feel like saying like, you know how your grade school teacher, you were like, when am I ever going to use fractions in real life? Well, now you need to know.
Unfortunately, it's true.
We need a cameraman. We need to hire a cameraman. Okay, so we're gonna start with choosing a large aperture. So right now it's at f8, which is perfect. Any more than that, and it might start degrading the quality. Any less than that, and you're not getting as much of a depth of focus, you're gonna get less in focus.
So as a beginning camera person, which I am, aperture and f-stop are the same thing. So don't get those confused, because I always think they're independent. They are the same thing.
Thanks for clarifying, babe. So we're gonna do that. We're also gonna set the ISO to 100. You always want the ISO to be the lowest possible number. Outside with plenty of light, it can be 100. That's easy, just as low as it can possibly be. So why don't you do that? And then once we have the aperture and ISO set, we'll just shut the shutter speed for whatever's going to give us the right exposure, and then takes a picture. And there's a little light meter that tells you what the right exposure is. So that's the little thing, sliding thing. So aperture and ISO first, and then whatever shutter speed you need. Now, you might want to take the lens hood off first, so that you can turn the circular polarizer.
Good thought.
Yeah. Here, let me get my multiple camera angles going here.
Ooh.
Right?
Who needs a
So
cameraman?
high tech. So I'm gonna be shooting from the side so that you can see what she's doing with the filter and stuff. So you'll want to look through your camera and turn this ring until you get it looking right, and you'll see with the sun like straight up and you shooting this way, you'll get a lot of the polarizing effect on the horizon because it works best at right angles from the sun. So she's going to look through her camera. Let me put you in autofocus. It's probably what you want, right?
Yeah.
And she's turning her circular polarizer.
First I gotta focus.
Well, it's in autofocus
Oh yeah,
now, so you can just.
focused.
You'll probably have to press half down on the shutter.
Newbie.
Total newbie. So
If I can do it, anyone can.
there you go. We're starting from scratch. She also has the memory of a goldfish.
So this is like the 8th time he's explained everything to me, which is why we're getting it on video.
So next time, I'll just be like, jump on YouTube and watch the damn video. So as you turn the end of the filter, you should notice the sky will get darker at a certain point. And you can just turn it to get as dark or as light as you want, whatever effect you want. And you want to do that after you focus the lens, because if you do it before, then on these cheap cameras, this is a cheap camera, the front will turn and it will mess up your polarizing effect. How does it look?
The conundrum for blind people is I have prescription sunglasses, so I can't see color very well. So I take my sunglasses off and I can't see clarity very well.
Oh, the conundrum.
So I think it looks about right.
Let's take a look.
It's not on live view. I can put it
Oh, I
on
was
live
gonna
view.
say, I want to take a look at what you actually shot.
I haven't shot anything yet.
Oh, well, shoot something. Oh, do you have the polarizer set? Let me put your lens hood back on.
Oh yeah, thank you.
It's just hard to turn the polarizing filter with the lens hood on.
Right.
I can't do that. Oh, there we go. You can still do it though, especially with that tiny kind of worthless lens hood. Are you getting any kind of lens flare? Because I can also kind of like ghetto shade the lens like this. It's often useful.
I think I'm good.
Does that make any difference?
Not particularly.
There, not there.
I think we're good.
Okay.
There you go. He's gonna grade me now.
Fail! It's kind of hard to tell. Let me see.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
I think. Whoops. Don't delete it.
He's so proud of me, he's trying to delete my picture.
I think that looks good. An artistic choice, though. I think it would be interesting if you were down kind of at Poppy's eye view.
That was my thought too.
Well, you should have spoken up. All right, we're gonna do it at Poppy eye view, and because oftentimes it's, you know, you see the world at like eye level. So taking pictures at different heights kind of mixes things up and makes it interesting. Poppy eye view. You look so intense right now. It's like action photographer.
I'm trying to
Look at this. There we go. Action photographer. You got it?
Yes.
All right.